Hi.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, now I'm coughing.
So what have you
Okay.
been up to? What's new?
What's new? So I have fun fact.
Oh, I don't have any of that.
You always have fun facts. You
Okay.
just make one up. Um, Fun fact that I've been suffering with plantar fasciitis and I've been to the podiatrist, blah blah blah. They put me on some steroids, which have made me feel amazing, by the way. I also have fibro, so I have been pain-free for the first time in like 7 years. It's amazing. I've never felt better.
Wow.
And also got these shoes. So I went to this place called Fleet Feet and they measure everything about your foot. So you stand on this little pressurized scale thing and
Yeah.
it like measures like how you stand, if your feet go in or out, or you know what I'm saying, like the size of your foot, like all these things, the
Yeah.
pressure.
That's interesting.
It was. And so I purposely didn't put on my tennis shoes today. I have on my plantar fasciitis flip-flops, not my tennis shoes, because I wanted to show you. So I've talked about how ugly these shoes are.
Okay, but they're flip-flops?
No, I have
Oh,
I have two pairs. So I have these are the flip-flops. They're called oofs,
okay.
right? So this is what they look like. And I mean, I don't know if you can see the support up in
Yeah.
there.
They look
Um,
rather hard. Are they
but they're
hard?
no.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they're super like squishy and like imagine walking on marshmallows.
Yeah.
That's what it
Wow.
feels like. Yeah, it is amazing. So I don't have heel pain when I walk in these. The only thing is because the material they're made out of,
Yeah.
my feet get so hot and sweaty. But I
Oh.
have to show the listeners these tennis shoes. So they brought me out three different pairs of tennis shoes and told me try on all three, walk around, which ones feel the best, yada 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 yada. There were two black pair and then a white pair. The two black pair, I really liked the way they looked. I did the white one I did not care for at all. But guess which one felt the best? The white one.
Yeah. Aw. Well, they're not that ugly.
Look at that. I mean, it is like walking on the moon. That's what I feel like. Anyway, yeah,
It
they are.
it looks like it makes you feel a lot taller, does it?
Well, that, but again, this is like, so my flip-flops are like walking on marshmallows. These are like walking on like fluffy clouds. Like I feel nothing. And not only has it helped my heel pain, but I went to the park the other day with Kenny and we went for a walk and my back did not hurt. So
Well,
there's something to be said for picking out shoes that feel good, not necessarily look good.
look good. I know. No, I totally agree because you know what? It's as you get older too, don't you find um that you don't really care so much? You look more for comfort. See, I don't care what kind of shoes I wear. As long as it's comfortable, I don't give a shite what it looks like.
I'm still in between. I really
Oh.
still want them to be cute if possible. Like I'm gonna bedazzle my flip-flops. Like I've already decided I'm gonna get like those flat back gems and I'm gonna get my
Oh my
I
gosh.
am, so this little band right here, I'm gonna bedazzle it so it's like shiny. Because I can't wear my glitter shoes now. Because I
Okay.
bought black glitter shoes and I kind of like to sparkle a little. Like to.
Well, I guess there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want.
So, but yes, I do have to now. I know I have to choose comfort over looks,
Hmm.
but then I'm just like, but how can I make it look better? I can't just accept that I have old man shoes because that's what those remind me of. They remind me of those white old man sneakers.
No,
What was
you
it
know what?
like, New Balance or
Okay,
something?
but actually New Balance are very good shoes and they're
I'm
very
sure they
comfortable.
are.
But do you know what
Sure.
they remind me of? And don't take this the wrong way, but I'm just going to say it. Do you ever see back in the olden days when people, one leg was shorter than the other and then they just built it
Hmm.
up so that they were even?
Yeah,
That's what that looks like to me.
like a shoe lift.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've also been told that they look like those shape ups. Remember those really thick sold that rocked and it was supposed to like help shape your
Oh,
butt
yeah.
and your legs, except they're not because they don't, number one, they don't rock. That would be awful. But they're very flat on the bottom. It's just the
Hmm.
whole, but they feel amazing. So
Cool.
just for the audience,
As long as you're comfortable.
I it's amazing that I'm able to walk and not feel like I'm walking on nails. So that is a plus.
Yeah.
So
I
that's what's
had
been new with me.
I had that one time. It went away fairly quickly, but I did some the doctor gave me some stretches and everything to do while you're laying down. So I just did those consistently, like all the time. And I'd say about a week and a half, 2 weeks, it was gone. Never
Oh,
came
mine's been going
back.
on for months. Well, the
Yeah.
first time I went, they gave me these stretches. And I, like you, I was doing these stretches religiously. But then
Hmm.
when I went back for my follow-up appointment, the pain was there. I don't know if it was worse or better because I think there's a point where pain is just pain.
Hmm.
I don't think it can get worse. Like it's just excruciating regardless.
Yeah.
But what it did do is I felt like the muscles in my calf were being shredded. Like I felt
Oh,
like someone was pulling them apart. So he said, stop doing those. Don't do those stretches anymore because it's
yeah.
doing more harm than good.
Yeah.
Then go get these shoes and go to this place and spend, half of your life savings on shoes. No, it wasn't that bad. Um, and it made all that, and I know the steroids have helped because the steroids have taken away a lot of all the inflammation in my whole body, and that's why my whole body feels amazing.
Now, is there a substitute to that if once you come off that, like, can you talk to the doctor
So
and
I,
just
I
say,
am gonna talk to my doctor and be like, okay, look, this is what I went on, and this is what it did. How can we replicate this
yeah.
and see what we can do? Because I feel like I could be so much more of everything if I wasn't in pain all the time. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
not talking about just my foot, but the whole
Yeah.
fibro pain. So, but like my shoulders and my back, like it is amazing. I
That's
haven't felt this
awesome.
good, and I don't even remember years since I was diagnosed before I was diagnosed. So it's great. Only have a
Okay,
couple
well,
more days left though.
I whipped up a fun fact.
Okay.
While we were chatting, and pardon my voice, I feel like I've got a little bit of a cold. But anyway, uh, fun fact about Ontario, where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ontario covers 1 million square kilometers. This makes it larger than Spain and France combined. That's how big we are. And it comes in the largest province in Canada, coming in behind Quebec, boasting 250,000 lakes. And Ontario is estimated to have 20% of the world's freshwater stores. I don't know what that means. Freshwater. I don't, that doesn't make sense. So beep, beep, beep. Ontario.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. Let's not even look at that fact because I don't even get it. But there you have it. I live in the biggest Canadian province other than Quebec.
So, in miles for all the Americans, because we don't do
Oh,
kilometers, it's 621,371 miles.
there you go. Very, very big.
So,
And I'll tell you the reason why I picked that is because when we talk about our subject, there's a subject I want to talk about within that.
okay.
That's why I picked that. But I'll tell you about my week. So I just last on the week Sunday, what's today? Tuesday. So Sunday I got back from the conference in Ontario. So much fun. I do, however, think I caught a bug. I'm not 100% certain yet, but my throat's a bit scratchy and my nose is runny and, that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the cold weather. I don't know what it is right now, but I don't feel sick. So that's fine.
Right.
But regardless of that, it was a great time. Lots of swag stuff. The sponsors were phenomenal. I learned a little bit of how to do the lettering.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to continue that because I think I'm going to be really, really good at it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And that's a lie. But I,
I was just gonna see how far you're gonna take it. I was like,
no,
okay, let's see how long this lasts.
I am going to practice though because there is potential.
Well, of course
And,
there is. I just don't
but
have the patience.
yeah, but there's times when I'm sitting doing absolutely nothing. And I figure, you know what? I actually years ago bought a happy planner that had lettering sheets in it.
Yeah, it
I've
was
never
the
used
lettering
it.
one.
So I'm just going to pull her out.
they're they're dry.
Well, okay.
Keep going. My lippy stick.
My lippy stick. Yeah, so I'm just going to haul it out and try and practice because Justin, who is the zebra ambassador, was teaching the class and he said, you know what? It's just practice, 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 and then all of a sudden you're just doing it like you did when you were learning how to write.
And I've heard that from every single
Yeah,
person who's ever like done lettering.
yeah,
It is practice, but that's with everything.
yeah. It's true.
That's with everything. Nothing
Yeah.
just happens.
Hmm. So
So,
yeah, that was fun and got to hang out with some peeps and new old peeps and new ones I got to know, and I tortured my table mates. um I don't know if anyone's watched the video, but in my video I spoke about how um there was lots of what are those things, handouts,
oh, like a drop, like
prizes.
yeah, prize drops or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
So you buy the ticket and then they call the ticket out and then you win the prize. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this one table that was like, I don't know, 5, 6 tables behind us, they were winning everything. Like literally every other person was, oh, hey, and they're up and they're screaming and they're
Oh
all happy and
wow.
whatever. And I looked at my table mates and I said, next time we win, and I'm pointing at each one of them, we're going to stand up and scream bloody blue murder. And we're going to make it so that whoever won is going to be the best thing on the face of the earth. So doesn't Lisa?
Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
Lisa won. So, and they all jumped up. I was shocked. I thought I was going to be the only lunatic standing up screaming. And my table mates, no, they all jumped up. So they, you know what? They played along with my little bit of a stupidity, but it was a lot of fun. We
That
had
is
so much fun.
awesome. Look, Lori's inciting a riot.
I'm just, taking it it was just I was happy for them. And, there was a certain prize that Zebra was giving out that I really wanted. So I'm sitting there like this.
Hmm.
Please let it happen. Please let it be me. Because I really wanted. It was a box of like the mild
No.
liners and
Hmm.
pens and all the like a
Like all
box.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And they gave out about, oh, I don't know, like 6 of them. I didn't win one.
Ugh.
But long and short is as soon as, I'm going to win, I'm going to win. And, what do they say? Putting it out into the world and I'm hoping I'm going to get it
Yeah.
back. And then when someone else won, I would go, yeah, I'm happy for them. So the table was laughing and I did that for every single 6 people that walked up and got it. Yeah, I'm happy for them. Are you happy for them? I'm happy for them.
That's
But
sad. You
I
didn't get your
know.
box.
That's okay.
But
You
you got
know
that
what?
cute little container.
I got that cute little container for the class, and I did win a nice prize from, what is it called? Pen Paling Paula. I have never heard
Oh,
of her
I haven't.
before. So
No.
that was this. Remember, oh, where is it? I don't know. I don't know if you've seen me do it.
I watched your video, but I don't remember the specifics.
Okay, it was this. It was the two,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, those
and
are
then the
beautiful.
washi tape to
Yes.
go with it. So I'll have to check her out for sure because I've never. There was a lot of shops that I have never even heard of,
Because
like
there's so many.
bits in a box or something like that. The
Oh, yeah.
like, where has that been all my life?
Hiding.
Templates and like all kinds of stuff, journaling books, and anyway, girl, it was a eye-opening experience. It was fun, tiring though.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of peopling.
yeah, I hated my room. It was too
Oh.
hot. Well, it was, you know what? I'm used to having my fan. I didn't have my fan. So that was one downfall. Uh, the bed was comfortable enough, but it was way too hard for me. Wah, 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 boo hoo. Um, but the air conditioner, when I turned it up, the whole thing on the side of it was by the window, it was just rattling. Like I took, okay, this is between us ladies, okay?
Okay.
Don't spread rumors about me. But I took washi tape out of my stash and I tried to washi tape the stupid air conditioner so it would stop rattling. This is at 1 o'clock in the morning. Who does that?
That is awesome. That's
And of course,
awesome.
I had to make a mental note. Yeah.
To
How
take
did
the
that work,
washi tape
Lorie?
off.
Right? To take the washi tape off before I left.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay. So
I
smart.
walked, I usually walk around the room to make sure I've got all my belongings. And as I
Yeah.
walked around, I noticed, oh, the washi tape. I'm peeling off the washi tape. And
Okay, but washi tape comes in handy because I've had to use it because Kenny sleeps with a CPAP and we were traveling and the hose like got a little crack in it. So air's just like blowing out of the
yeah,
hose. Grab my washi tape, wrap that sucker up. It's like, okay, good as new until we can get you another hose.
yeah. So that was that. And then, got home Sunday and that was that.
Well, I'm glad you went. I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah, I had a really good time. I actually had a better time than I thought I was gonna have. It's a
And
lot
that's
of peopling.
it is a lot of
When
peopling.
you're an introvert person and
Mm-hmm.
people will look at me and go, "You're not shy." Yeah, I am. You have no idea how shy I am. But I stepped out of my comfort zone and spoke to people and all that kind of
But you
stuff.
also had like the opportunity to have downtime for yourself. Like
Yeah.
you could just go to your room and chill and kind of
Yeah.
recharge and that. And I think that's very, very
Yeah.
important.
And the hotel food was fantastic.
Oh, that's
The
good.
organizers did a really, really good job. I hope they have another one soon because it was really good.
That's
Very,
awesome.
very talented group of ladies. So
Well,
there you
that's
have it.
fun.
Hmm.
Anything else new going on?
Um, Let me see. My son and new daughter-in-law are having us over for their first Thanksgiving dinner on
Aw.
Sunday, so we're excited for that.
Oh, that's right. Y'all's is in October. I
Yeah,
always forget.
yeah. So that's that. And what else? I think that's it right now. I don't know. My grandson cut his finger at work,
Did he have to
so
get stitches?
it was just sliced off the
Oh,
tip of
yeah.
his finger, so they can't stitch it,
No,
but it bled like a bugger.
they do.
And so yeah, but he's 19, he thinks he knows everything, and that age where they just, Nan, don't tell me because I'm telling him quit playing with it. Let it stop bleeding before you're pulling off the bandage to look at it every 5 minutes. I said, you're gonna get an infection. No, I'm not. That's not gonna happen. I said, okay,
I'm invincible because that's
right?
what they think, man.
So I said, okay,
That's other
well,
people.
so yeah,
It's funny.
little bugger. I said, just do what you're told. And he just looked at me like
Yes.
I'm crazy.
Well,
But
Delaney
anyway,
had her eighth birthday party, and I
she
just
looks
have to
so
tell
happy in
you,
the pictures.
oh my gosh, she first of all, she is a drama queen. Because she was going to die at every gift that she opened. She's like, oh, oh my God, I'm just gonna die. Like, yay. That age, they are like
Yeah.
kids are so dramatic.
Oh yeah.
But so I gave her my gift to her was a princess dress that actually lights up. It actually has fairy lights in it. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought they were just built in. No, no, we had to put them in the dress.
No.
Oh, yeah. Rachel and I got it done though. But this dress, so it's all lit up. I got her black sparkle high heels, high heels that are about like this high.
Yeah.
And the dress came with like gloves that come all the way up and earrings and a necklace. It came with a purse,
Yeah.
a little tiara, but it came with this headband that has like fake braided hair with flowers all in it. It is as yellow could be, and Delaney's hair is just as dark as it can be. But she is wearing this blonde braid with flowers
Good
with
for
such
her.
pride.
Yeah. When
But
the picture I saw, she just looked like she was over the moon having fun.
over the moon, because
Yeah.
everything she got, she just loved, and it was going to kill her. So,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
That's
But
totally
yeah,
awesome.
so she had a good one. Other than that, life is the same, busy, busy, busy. And
That is so
our
true.
world, unfortunately, is in a state of chaos. Well, let me back up. Our world's always in a state of chaos,
I was
but
going to say, when does that change?
specifically the United States right now, because our hurricanes are really kicking our butts.
Yeah.
And my heart and my prayers go out to everybody that's been affected and is about to
100%.
be affected by these, because I have been there and done that.
Yeah,
So I know the devastation. So
that's
uh
scary because I when I sit here and complain of the rain and the cold, uh, I it's not lost on me that
right.
that there's other people going through way worse. So yeah, it's very sad.
It is.
I hate watching it. What I hate worse is finding pets swimming around in it because they've gotten lost, and that just hurts my soul. Like I
I
want to
know.
fly down there and bring them all home.
Just scoop them up.
Just
I
poor
know.
little things.
And that kind of is going into our topic of the day.
Oh, really? What's that?
Environmental issues.
Oh my gosh.
So,
It's a deal. Environmental issues. It's, you know what? There's a lot of them, but some, some people don't even believe in some of the issues. One of them is global warming. And there's people that say that's a crock of shit. It's not uh it- you know, it the fossil fuels and the this and the that and the plastics and the all the stuff is just wreaking havoc on our
but that's the thing
environment.
though, is we are doing it.
Totally. I totally agree
Like,
with you. I'm not saying it's the environment doing it.
right.
It's
It,
because of how we're running things and how we're, just abusing, uh, I'm going to say our power because we have a power to fix this. And
yeah, but we don't. And that's
it's annoying me. Now, I'm just going to come off and say it peeves me off that I have to pay, like in Ontario, this is part of the issue that for fossil fuels and stuff like that. We have to pay so much taxes when we get gas or when we, you know what I mean, for fossil fuels. Like it's just
and so
it's
what does that do? Like you're paying
well
for
apparent
something that you have to have
right.
because we've
So
made it that way.
apparently we're told the
Hmm.
money that is collected by that goes back into fighting environmental issues. So um I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but that's what
Right.
we're told.
No, I
That
get that.
that it takes money to fight this stuff and it, whatever. So we're paying our, but don't fix why we have to have this stuff. Anyway, let's go to the main issue at hand that sends me off the deep end, and you probably all have heard it, are paper straws. Like that's going to save the world, people. Okay.
Which, by the way, okay, go ahead.
No,
It's gone.
I was just gonna say it's. it's ludicrous to me. And people say, well, you're trying to save this or you're trying. No, no, listen to me. If we want to reduce plastics for whatever reason, whether it's to save the turtles, to save this, to save that, then let's do it. Rip the band-aid off, let's do it. But when I have to get a plastic cup like this at a store, okay, filled with whatever and a plastic lid, and then they give me a paper straw, I don't understand how that's saving the world. I don't understand how that paper straw is doing it. And then there's other companies, and I've mentioned this before, whereby they've completely taken away the plastic cups. Now we're drinking out of these
Oh, those foldable
those
ones.
foldable, like, what are the Chinese,
Oh, the takeout, like the
the
takeout
take
containers.
tiny takeout containers, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And you have to drink from that. How? Well, when I asked the lady, she goes, "Oh, you put the straw in. Didn't you get a straw?" I said, "Yeah, it's paper." Well, that's how we do it. Anyway, I'm beyond frustrated with a lot of little things. And it's not that I don't want to help the environment. I just want to know how a straw has anything to do with helping the environment.
It's not. So I actually found out some very interesting information. So my big thing is because we don't have to drink out of tampons. We do have plastic straws. So that particular thing does not affect me. However, it would if that was such a thing. What bothers me more than anything about this whole global warming and our environment and everything is the amount of concrete that we have, that they take away all the green space to put up buildings and this and that and roads, etc., etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
And during my research, I found out that concrete is worse for the climate than flying. So you know how they talk about, all the emissions and all the things with all the airplanes and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Concrete, just concrete itself, manufactures it's double the carbon dioxide emissions than flying just to manufacture it. That doesn't take into account what it does just once it's there and it's absorbing all the heat and all the gases go out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I want to know why we're worried about you drinking out of a plastic straw, but we can still put up 10,000 nail places or eyelash bars or eyebrow bars, or
Yeah.
how many Costco's do we need in a 10-mile radius? How many of these shopping strips that are vacant, by the way? And then why don't they, the ones that, are no longer viable, like all the shops have left and these
Yeah.
buildings are just sitting there to ruin? Why aren't we destroying those, like tearing them down and planting grass? Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. This is no
Or
longer
or
needed
use it for homeless people.
or
People that
something,
like people that are in
anything.
shelters or something, right? Like they're already there. So, use it for something. I agree. You know what? It's absolute lunacy that what happens in this world for different things. Now, in Ontario, I can only speak for Ontario, but I do know in Canada as a whole, we have so much green space. Like we have, like you would not even believe. I can't
Mhm.
even describe to you how much we have, which is good because it puts oxygen, like it, you know what I
It
mean?
absorbs water, so
So
there's less
that's good.
flooding and
Yeah.
all the things.
Yeah. But there's so many other things that are torturous to it that I don't understand. Prime example is here's an I so we have a Honda plant, okay?
Hmm.
And I found this out. So this is in regards to electric cars, okay? Do you know that it costs it wreaks more havoc building an electric car than it saves while
Yes.
running it.
Yes.
It's
How do
because
they
that,
think all this stuff is manufactured? The
yeah,
batteries and all the things.
yeah. Because Honda that is in our town is that's what they're coming out with now.
All
No,
the electric.
it's going to be, well, they're saying they wanted to, but now they're looking into it and they're saying it's going to be too detrimental to the environment
Well,
making.
good for them for at least
So
recognizing.
I'm hoping they stick to that, but that's
And that's another thing. So electric cars. I know we're gonna go all over the place, people, because this is
yeah,
just who we are. Okay. Do you know how many people can't use their cars in the floods right now?
yeah.
I could take my truck that is gas and drive through water if I had to. Obviously, not that high of water, but you know what I'm saying.
No,
If
I
my
know what you
street was
mean.
flooded, I could drive through. Electric cars are catching on fire because they're sitting in flooded garages and they're burning houses down.
Oh my
Literally. Oh yeah.
gosh.
So there was a couple that the garage was flooded and a little bit of water was in the downstairs part of the house. Their electric car was not plugged in, like all of that was unplugged. It still caught fire when the water got into the battery part of the electric car, burned their entire house down.
Oh, I wonder why. That's weird, don't you think? Especially if it's not plugged in, but
But it still has electricity
yeah. Yeah, I
because it you
guess.
know it doesn't plug in to drive. You charge up the battery and then you drive.
Yeah.
So even though it's unplugged, it's still sitting there with electricity in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like your appliances don't hold electricity. Once you unplug them, they're unplugged. They don't
Yeah.
run. So like down south where it rains and floods, I'm pretty sure electric cars are not the way to go.
Hmm.
But that's another thing about all this building. So now that we're doing all this building, there's nowhere for rainwater to go. There's nothing to absorb it. And they want to say it's global warming. We've had category 4s and 5s
Hmm.
that did not reach this kind of flooding level.
Yeah.
But that was also before we had so much concrete. Where's the water going to go? It has zero place to go. None. Nada. Because it runs off of concrete and it just builds up. Because they've
Yeah.
taken away all the grass and all the ground and all the dirt.
Yeah.
So
That's
it
just,
just needs to stop.
yeah.
Like even around here, it's building up so much. Like when we moved here, there was still fields of cows and that's all gone. It's all buildings.
Yeah. It's
And it's
horrible,
like
eh?
specialty coffee shops and this kind of donut store. Now we have some kind of specialty dog and cat food where you can go make your own. It's weird. I believe in free commerce and enterprise and all of that, but not at the detriment of our environment. Like, when does
Hmm.
it stop? When do we say, okay, I don't mind driving an extra 5 minutes to a nail place. I don't have to have one on every corner.
Yeah. It's true. It's the same thing here with the Tim Hortons coffee shops. I
Oh,
swear to God, we have one on one corner and across the street there's another.
yeah.
It's like, what is the purpose behind that? Well, that one's too busy, so that one takes up the slack for the traffic, the working traffic, and oh my gosh, it's just absolute lunacy.
And then that just goes into consumerism.
But see, that brings me to another point for environmental issues. So we live in a world of excess.
Yes.
Everything is excess. Do you know um, there's trying to word this right because I don't want to read a whole friggin' thing, but a third of food intended for human consumption, which is around 1.3 billion tons, is wasted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a waste. And for what? Just so that our grocery stores are like plugged full of, you know what? Only have enough. And if someone loses out on it, then they get it next week. But like, why do we have to have every single item in the stores in
All the
excess?
time. Yeah, in excess all the time. Okay, talk about, I was going to bring this up too with the whole concrete and all of that and Honda plants. How many flippin' car dealerships do we need? I don't know how it is with y'all, but I'm not kidding. I can go down any major freeway and there is in a 5 minute radius.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's 5 to 10. There's
Really?
a Honda and a Chevy and a GMC and a Toyota, like every single brand. Well, and they're all like clustered all together. You know how much concrete that is
Mm-hmm.
for all of those cars to sit there? That's a lot.
I
That's just
know.
like right here. Blows my mind. Why? Why?
I don't understand it.
It makes no sense to me. And
And
then I'm looking and I'm like, it's not like there's, thousands of people milling around these places buying up all the cars.
exactly.
They're not throwaway. They're not
But see,
disposable.
the thing of it is, it's all about money. It's money making. So who can get someone in to buy this or to buy that or whatever. Like
So let
it's
them
just
pay all the big taxes and leave me alone. I'm not trying. That's not, what I'm saying? Why am I
yeah.
paying for all the things that I don't want to use or
I'm
care about?
thinking in the future, and I don't mean when I'm around. I
Yeah, I
long
know.
gone. But I think in the future they're going to have to address some of these issues. They're going to have to.
Because what they're
It's good.
addressing is
The
piddly.
yeah,
Like your paper straw
yeah.
does
Like it's doing
nothing.
nothing.
Nothing. Not a dadgum
No.
thing when you look at the emissions that concrete puts out
Yeah. Yeah. It's
just by
absolute
itself.
lunacy. And
Like
then
here, we're gonna build a bunch of buildings,
yeah.
but drink out of a paper straw because that is gonna save our environment. Or we're gonna tax you right out of being able to buy the gas that you need because we've created the what's the word I'm looking for? Like you have to drive far to get to certain places now. Like we have created that in our society. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to and that's the thing. They're taxing things you have to have. And
Oh
then they're going
yeah.
to say, "Oh, we're going to fix the problems that we created,
Mm-hmm.
not you, but our what is the word I'm looking for? Gluttony? That is not the word.
Yeah.
Greed. That's what
Greed.
I was looking for.
Yeah. And let's get on to another subject as we're talking about the paper straws and the plastic. Do you know that there's 14 million tons of plastic pulled out of the oceans?
For no reason.
Yeah,
None.
14 million tons. It's
Now,
just
uh,
it just drives me insane.
it is insane. And it's, why? Because people will pay for bottled water. Those
It-
bottles, and I've seen they're everywhere. When you go to the beaches, when you go to the lakes, when you go to all the
yeah,
places where there's water and people are, vacationing or spending their time, what do I see? 100% plastic bottles and cans of whatever.
but at the same time, let's not let's not ignore the fact that okay, so there's plastic bottles. But let's look at the flip side.
Oh,
Why is it human beings have to be such pigs? Can
exactly.
they
Well,
not
that's
put it in a bin? Can they not
but
take it
even if they
home and put
do,
it?
then it's still going to the landfill and it
I
doesn't break
understand
down.
that, but it's twofold happening. They're
Hmm.
littering and they're putting stuff at home and recycling that's littering. So it's like, just do your part. I think everybody has to do their part a little bit in order to
Yes.
help,
Yes.
right?
And I would think that all the Stanley Cups out there would eliminate the need for water bottles at all.
Well, apparently there wasn't enough women walking around with those huge ass freaking cups. Dear Lord.
I'm just saying, we have the ability not to even have to have those anymore.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and I know that's a very small part, but then we would eliminate that twofold.
Hmm.
If you use your refillable cup and
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, you have one. of some sort. Exactly. You have a cup.
Yeah.
Everyone has a cup at home, okay, that you can use and refill. So if we did that instead of, worrying about your paper and plastic straws, eliminate
Yeah.
just the plastic water bottles. Even just doing that
Hmm.
would go a long way.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. That's why I say if everybody did their part. My thing is I just don't like going. Okay, I'm going to take Starbucks for the example. I don't like going to Starbucks, spending, I don't know, let's say $8 to $12 on a drink,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and getting it in a plastic cup like this with the
Yes.
plastic lid, and then they hand me a paper straw that 5 minutes in the drink is all muck.
Yeah, it's like they're picking it. It's
It
arbitrary.
just doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to go after the plastics, which I wholeheartedly agree, I'm not saying we
Then do it
shouldn't,
across the board.
then do it. Like, get rid of it all.
And they already have to use paper cups for their hot coffee.
Yeah.
So why don't we use the same cups for the cold?
I don't know. I just don't understand it.
We need to rule the world, Lorie.
Well, it just, yeah, it doesn't make sense. And again, I think it all goes back to money making. It,
Yes.
they don't want to switch out because that's what they're making, and that's what fills their cups up, their drinks up better, or you know what I mean? In a paper cup that it's less product, or I don't know what the answer is. I'm just shooting off the crap right now, but it just
But
drives me insane that and I'm not even picking on Starbucks because I
right.
love Starbucks drinks, but I'm just saying
In
you go to
general,
you
they're
go to
all the same way.
McDonald's and it's the
Mm-hmm.
same way. You go to Tim Hortons and you get a cold drink, it's a plastic cup. You go like everywhere you go is the exact same thing. And I don't under it just blows my mind. And if anybody out there knows the reason for it, like if we have an environmental specialist watching
Yes.
our podcast, please let us know.
All of them
I
are.
want to know.
we
Inquiring minds want to know why we're pulling out 14 million tons of plastic out of the oceans. But yet my plastic straw is going to save the turtles.
Yes, your paper straw.
My paper.
Your paper straw.
Yeah.
That is wrapped in what, plastic when you get
No,
it?
it's paper.
Okay. I
Yeah.
was gonna say.
It's not that bad.
Okay. Oh, because we have plastic straws that are wrapped in plastic. Like some of them are in the paper and some of them are wrapped in plastic, but they're
So,
they're all
okay.
plastic straws.
So I'm going to go off topic here. I
Go.
forgot to tell you this beforehand. And I forgot to say this I usually say this kind of thing when I'm a Karen out in the wild. I usually try and say something to everyone just to let them
All
know
right.
how Karen-ish I was today. But this was yesterday. So, here in Canada, we don't have plastic bags. They don't give us plastic bags. They don't bag our groceries. We have to do it ourselves, and we have to bring bags from home.
Is
Okay.
this every store?
Every store.
Okay.
Every store.
Okay.
Very rarely do I see a store where you get a plastic bag like that. That's unheard of,
Okay.
really. And if you do, you still have to pay for it. You have to pay 5 cents for a bag. We don't get free stuff here. Okay. Um, so anyway, long and short, that sends me off the deep end. But then they come, the lovely big COVID comes, and now all of a sudden the checkout people don't want to touch my dirty, rotten bag that I brought from home. So they don't want to pack the groceries anymore. So we have to pack. Okay. The end of discussion there. Yesterday we were at the grocery store.
I just see your blood pressure just
Okay.
rising
I'm
as you're
telling you.
sitting there.
So what we do, Meg and I tag team. She loads, I pack. Okay. And the reason why she loads is she likes to sort. She's a little bit
OCD.
ADHD, OCD, or whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want to call it, whatever description it is. So I let her have that. Okay. And I go to pack. And of course, this young girl, I don't know, I'm going to give her at least maybe 19, 20. Okay. I'm
Okay.
packing away as fast as I could go. She turns to me and she goes, "Ma'am, you need to hurry." Well, I dropped the bag. I said, "You know what? I don't know. You're old enough to know that at one time this was your job. This was your job." And Walmart hasn't even organized this counter so I can put the bag down because the bagging station is where she stands
Mm-hmm.
because that's what she used to do, scan bag, scan bag.
Yes.
Well, now it's she doesn't do that anymore. So it all goes on this little thing. And if you don't
Mm-hmm.
hurry, she starts piling it up. So I lost it. And I looked at Meg, I gotta go. I'm gonna get arrested. And I walked out
Poor
because
Meg.
I
I know.
snapped. Don't you tell me to hurry.
So we're gonna share our Walmart stories.
Okay.
Okay. I had to go to Walmart because Kenny has to get additive for his diesel truck. That's our tax because whatever. So we had the two girls with us, Lizzie and Lainey. Not a big deal. And we got a few things because we're already there. Well, they only have one regular line open, and it's the one that sells the cigarettes. But you can only go there if you have like 15 or less. So this sucker's, backed up to Kingdom Come. So fine, we only have a few things. Go to the self checkout. Now, when I go to the self checkout, usually I try to use the little wand because I could just like click, 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 done. It didn't work. Okay. So now I have to scan them. Fine, but it kept double scanning. Every time I'd switch something over, it would ring it up twice. So this man would have to come over with his little thing, do whatever to make it go away. And so by the third time, he had to come over there. And I told him, I was like, they keep double scanning. I was like, can you just ring these up? Like, can you just do this? And he's like, use the wand. I said, the wand doesn't work. Then he looks at me. You just need to be patient with the machine. I looked at him. I said, this is not my job. I do not have to be patient. I have not been trained on how to be patient with the machine. That is your job. And Kenny's like, babe, I've got this. Babe. That's his way of saying, if you don't shut up, you're going to get arrested. I was like, fine. Like, I'm out. Like, I had to walk away and turn away. Be patient with the machine.
Yeah, like where did our training go? I don't use self checkouts ever because one time I used a self
Oh,
checkout and at the end, and I was getting my bill. And thank you for using self checkout. How did we do today? I did bloody awesome. I did
amazing.
great.
Thank you. Not going to have a raise on my performance.
Like, the hell?
Oh my gosh. I know. Like, that's why I don't go to Walmart. I go to my beloved HEB. I go to HEB. It is a Texas store. Okay. There is a cashier that greets you and they're so nice. How was your day? Did you find everything you needed? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Do you have any coupons? So nice. And then at the end, there's a person who bags the groceries and they're bagging their groceries and they're, nice and the same thing. And then they even ask, do you want help out?
Oh my God, that's
Oh,
unheard of.
yes. And of course, I'm like, no, I've got it. No big deal. Um, that is what I'm accustomed to. Okay. And it's not that I'm accustomed to things that are not, that is normal. That is what has always been normal.
Yeah.
Walmart, I don't go. I just don't go to Walmart. Kenny can go to Walmart and get his whatever he's got to get by himself and deal with the crazy. I am not. I needed a light for my desk. And I knew if I went to Walmart, I would probably go to jail, hurt somebody, lose my mind. So I just went to Joann's instead and got a light because Joann's is nice and those people are very pleasant to be around and they're helpful. Walmart just, they don't care and they don't have to. That's the bad thing is they've
Well,
gotten
yeah,
so big
yeah,
that they don't have to. They don't have to be nice. They
yeah.
don't have to train their people. They don't have to care about you.
Well, I went to Michael's, and Michael's in our area has now gone to one guy standing and then the self checkout. Okay.
Oh, our Michaels, we don't have
Now,
self checkout.
so so he says to me last time I went, "Would you like to use self checkout?" And I said, "No." And he goes, oh, well, it's really very easy. I can show you. I said, oh, I'm sure it is very easy.
It's
I
not my
said, but
job.
the more people that use self-checkout, the less need we have for you. I said, do you realize you're promoting yourself out of a
Out of a
job?
job.
Like, do you realize that? He goes, I'm just doing my job, lady. Like,
This
he just cowered and goes, I know, but I'm just doing my job.
is what I'm told
He
to
goes,
do.
come here,
Like,
I'll check you out. I went, thank you. Like,
but sometimes I think they don't want to work.
well, I think that's
Like they
for a
really
lot of
just
them, but
want
they
to
don't
just
realize the more people that use these self-checkouts, the less hiring they need to do for employees.
and okay, self-checkout is supposed to save us money.
Mhm.
Nothing has changed.
No,
The prices aren't better. They're not different.
no.
Nothing has changed.
Okay, what has
Okay,
this got to do with environment?
it is my
I know.
my bubble. Okay, my environment, my bubble. Screw the
My whole
world.
environment.
The world doesn't matter anymore. We're just talking
Oh my
about my
gosh.
comfort.
It just drives me insane, the whole shebang. Like this, I always
The
say,
every
and
all the
yeah,
decisions that are being made, whether it's oh for our environment or for this or for that, they're being made by people who that is not what they truly care about.
no,
That's
it's the
it's
all
their
fired money. Like this
yes.
young girl, there was a lineup. She was almost finished, and she was like, "Come on, lady. Like, I don't give a crap. Okay, if you want me out of here faster, here, grab a stinking bag and help me. How's that? That's what you could do instead of
They
looking
don't.
at me like I'm got 18 heads and oh,
And
this
what
old
do
lady
people
needs
do
to
that
move.
have disabilities, whether they're physical, mental, cognitive? Like,
And
I can't even imagine someone like mom having to
you,
go out by herself in the world to do anything. It would be awful. It would
it,
be so awful.
that's what I said to my dad. I said, Dad, don't go out. Go out, sit outside with your friends and you have your smoke or whatever it is you do out there, chat, but don't go out and about because it's crazy out there.
And nobody cares.
And he goes, well, in my day, I said, Dad, things have changed from your day
They
to
changed
even
from
from
my
my
day
day. I
and
said, so
mine.
yeah. I said, so no, this world is a crazy heaping, what do you call it? Flaming mess.
It's a dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire, exactly.
It's just a giant dumpster.
Isn't
Okay,
that
so,
horrible? That's so negative. But at the same
but,
time, there's a lot of nice being done in the world, and I get that.
and
But
there are nice people.
we're so surrounded by everybody being so self-centered, so greedy and needy, and they don't
Self-absorbed.
even give a crap about the
No,
people around them.
nope. It's all about me. How I feel, what I want. So that okay, I have another story. Story time.
Okay.
I'm stealing Lori's line. Story time. Talk about Karen in the wild.
Yeah.
Oh, the UPS.
Oh, yes, tell that story.
Okay. Because I was on Zoom with Lori. Now she didn't hear anything because the way it is, but so FedEx comes and drops off me some happy mail. I bought stuff and it was happy, and I was about to open it. Okay. I was about to open my happy mail and I get boom, boom, boom on the door, and the doorbell's ringing and she's screaming UPS. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, leave it at the door. Like, why do you? But then I thought maybe it's something I have to sign for. Who knows? Okay. So I go to the door and the UPS lady standing there. She's like, I have a heavy box for you and I need help. I can't get it out myself. And I'm looking at her so perplexed. I'm like, and I literally said, but that's your job. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, well, it's too heavy. They shouldn't have put it on the truck. Now, mind you, this is before I got my fancy, ugly shoes that make me feel better. So my
Yeah.
foot is still like in this little ankle wrap and
Yeah.
whatever, and I can barely walk. And I'm like, I said, ma'am, I'm in no position to help you with the heavy box. Well, here comes my husband. Who's at
Oh,
the door? What's going on? She looks in my house. Well, can he come help? No, he is working.
Oh my gosh.
So I look at her and I'm just like, okay, let's see what you have. Like, first, I didn't even know what it was because I didn't order anything. It was Rachel. So it was a bed frame that she had ordered. Now, this lady said it was a 200-pound box. It was 75 pounds. It says
200
that on the
pounds.
box because I looked. Anyway, that was after the fact. So I go and look, and it's a long box. Okay, it's heavy. I'll give her that. She's like, well, I have a dolly, and we can just put on the dolly. I was like, okay. So she took the dolly out of the truck, and I'm standing out. She gets back in the back of the truck, and so I'm standing with the dolly right in front of me. And she's looking at this box. She's like, okay, we need to push it out and then lean it up against the thing. And I was like, no. I said, if you start pushing it out this way, the box will end up on the dolly. And then you just lean it forward. She's like, that's not going to work. That's when I lost it. And I said, it will work. I said, if you want my help, you'll do it my way. She's like, well, this is my job. I said, then you do your job. And I started to walk off. She's like, okay, we'll do it your way. And
Oh
so,
my gosh.
but then, so I'm like, okay, this is going to happen. We're going to get this done. But then, okay, I have fingernails, always have fingernails. She had long fingernails. So instead of just grabbing the box like any normal human being would do, no, she's like this. She's trying to palm the box so she doesn't mess up her nails and do this
Oh,
again. And y'all know I don't curse. I'm not a big cursor. I said the F word. I said, if you don't stop paying attention to your effing nails and just push the box out, I said, I'm out. I'm out.
I'm out. I'm tapping out of this
I could
adventure.
not like just watching her. So then what does she do? So she stops paying attention to, so she's trying to like do it all weird. So then she just pushes the box out. I'm standing like this. The box is going sideways because she's not watching. So I take the box and whip it around to put it where it needs to go. I almost knocked her clean over, and I was not aiming for that, but I wouldn't have been sad if it would have happened. Anyway. So she like stumbles around. And I'm like, the box needs to go here. So she pushes the box up, and just like I said, you push it up, boom. It was so easy. But she made it so hard. So now it's on the dolly. Okay. And she gets down out of the truck, and I looked at her, I was like, do you need me to wheel it up to my own house, or do you got this? She's like, oh, I can do it. I was like, are you sure? She's like, well, I need your help to push it over the lip. So from my driveway to our street, there's a lip about that big.
Oh my gosh.
So she pulls it, I push it over, she goes up, then she turns around and starts pushing it. It's a giant box. She can't see. Why did you do that? Why aren't you pulling it so you can see? I didn't say anything. I walked in my house and I said, just leave it on the front porch. Shut the door. Left her to her own damn devices. Y'all,
Oh my gosh.
if you can't do the job, don't have the job.
I I don't know what the
You,
rules and regular like do they normally put stuff like that on a truck or how does that work?
I have had so many things delivered, mattresses, beds, etc., and never have I ever had someone ask me to help them do their job. Ever.
See? This is what we mean. World is going to shit in a handbasket.
But those, it killed me with the nails. I was just like, oh my God.
Like I think when it gets to a a a job when you're moving packages and whatever, I don't think they should be allowed to have those great big gigantic nails.
No.
And I'm not discriminating. What the
Okay,
heck?
but if you
Discriminating.
but if
I,
you have other certain jobs, you can't have them. If you work in the
no.
medical field, if you any of those things, you can't have those. That is part of the job
Meg
description.
can't even have painted nails where she works. Like she
Thank
has to
you.
have clean,
Yep,
cut,
unpainted short nails.
unpainted.
Yep. And that
I,
is an employer's right for safety reasons or whatever the case, or just because you want to. If you are the employer and that is your business, you should be able to
mm-hmm.
run the business how you want.
Yeah.
within reason. Don't come for me, people, with all these crazy nonsensical things. But if your fingernails are preventing you from doing your job,
And you shouldn't have them.
you shouldn't have them. Because I
Yeah.
know when I worked in the medical field, we couldn't have long fingernails.
Could you imagine being in the dentist chair and someone come at you with freaking nails like
Freaking
that?
Edward Scissorhands.
I'm like, get me out.
Freddy Krueger. Like, no, that's what those remind me of. Edward Scissorhands, he's like with his long freaking fingernails. No,
Unbelievable.
no. So yeah, that was me. And I mean, and then that was right before I had to go to my doctor's appointment. My blood pressure was so high, and I told the lady, I was like, "Look, my blood pressure is gonna be high because I just got into it with the UPS people." She's like, "Okay," and it was high, and that's what I decided. I was already worked up over that. I couldn't go to Walmart for a light, so I went to Joann's because I knew it was just gonna feed.
Yeah.
I was already like done with society, and we already know I only people once a week if necessary. That was just too much. It's too much for me.
Well, you people way more than I do. I try and do everything on the day. Well, Megan usually has Mondays off, so we usually do our errands on that day. I mean, there's times at night during the week when she gets home at 3, we might go out and do something, but um yeah, it's hard
I'm
when you
not
have
good
to
for the
go from
environment.
store to store. No.
I mean, I'm sure I emit a lot of, some kind of gases when I'm all out in the public with my
And you know what?
attitude.
I'll just say I'm not highly educated on the what do you call them? The emergencies, if you want to say, like I don't know what they're called, like the problems of the world
Hmm.
in regards to environment. I don't know the ins and outs of them. And like I said, I'm not educated on it all. But I do know that we all, including me, have to make better choices on what we're purchasing, how we're disposing, like all that kind of stuff, so that we're doing our part, right? But then the governments and the stores owners and they all have to do their part too. It
Well,
can't
and
just
that's the
all
thing. It
be
can't
about
be the little
money.
people. It can't
That's
be
right.
just the little people. Okay.
Exactly.
That should trickle down.
Yeah.
Things don't trickle up.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if you, me, and 75% of population decided to use a refillable cup instead of a plastic, okay, that will help, but it's not going to change it enough to make a difference
No.
when all the corporations are still doing their BS crap. You understand what I'm
100%.
saying?
Yeah.
Change does not trickle up, it trickles down. Be the
Yeah.
example, okay? Be the change you wish to see in the world. All the governments and the big corporations and all of that, it starts
Everybody.
with you.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with throwing more money at it. That doesn't fix, throwing money at something doesn't fix it. Just
No,
make some changes. That's
I
it.
agree.
All right.
110%.
We've solved the problems. We're good.
Yeah. We can now have a drink out of our plastic bottle. Uh, I'm joking.
But that's
I
why I
have
do. I take this everywhere.
I
Everywhere.
yeah, I usually have one of these handy full of my favorite drink that comes in a plastic bottle, my favorite drink. But
But you dispose of it properly
I
and you
I
put it
don't
in
throw it
here.
in the ocean or on the street. It goes into the recycling bin.
Recycling bin.
And hopefully the people that are handling the recycling from the town are doing a proper job.
Do you remember when like sodas and all of that used to come in glass bottles and you would get a deposit back if you turned in the glass bottles so they could
Yeah.
reuse them?
Well, they have that at the beer store. You could take your beer cans back to the beer store, and I do it all the time for the club. You get money.
That's great. They should just do that. Why can't, okay, let's do deposits on all the plastic bottles.
Yeah.
I'm just
But
saying there's options. There's
there
options,
there
but
there
we
are
become
options.
lazy.
It's just nobody wants to do it. That's the
No, they
thing.
don't.
And as sad as I have to say, I am terrified when I leave this earth how my grandchildren and his children, and you know what I mean, are all going
I
to have to
do.
deal with this garbage.
If I thought about that, I'd just be just in a state of depression.
Yeah.
All right, next week we are
Oh,
talking, we don't know yet. We're going to do some healthy debate. So we have some different subjects. She is looking, isn't
I'm
that right?
healthy debates.
Yeah, that's what I have written down.
Yeah.
We have some different topics that we're going to
Let's
debate.
let's hope we don't get into a fist fight.
Could you imagine us two Karens? We'd be like, "Ah!"
No.
Nah.
You know what?
We agree because we were talking about this
We were.
and we were like, okay, how are we going to debate? We agree. Like we
We
share the
usually
same.
agree on most subjects. There are some subjects that, I think we could talk about that aren't going to incite a riot. But at the same time, I don't want to make it that we stay away from all the tough topics
No,
because, those are pertinent too. So I think what we're just have to handle is you have your say and then I have my say and then be done with it. That next
because a
topic,
debate
you know?
isn't about changing someone's mind or point of
No,
view. Now, if that happens, great, but that is not
great.
what a debate is about.
No.
It's, this is my viewpoint, this is my
Yeah.
opinion, that's yours, and we can respect each other's differences
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's what a healthy debate is. Notice the word healthy was
Yeah.
in there. So
Yes, exactly. So that's what we'll do. We'll
that's what we'll
we'll
do.
chat about some stuff and hopefully if you guys have any input
Topics,
topics you want to us to discuss, put
leave
them
us a
in.
comment. Yep,
Leave the comments.
absolutely.
Yes.
Okay,
There you
bye.
go.
No, I'm only
Bye. Well, we got to work on that. How
okay,
are we
but you
going to
know
do
what's
that?
funny is I was
You
talking to,
say that every time.
I was talking to Linda and she absolutely loved how we just ended. We're just like, okay, bye, because
Okay,
we don't
bye.
know what we're doing.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, bye.
Bye. That's awesome.